What if the biggest lie you've ever been told is that you're completely free? Quick question. Why do you wear the clothes you're wearing right now? Seriously. Keep going until you reach the real answer. Let's run a simple experiment. Open your closet. Why do you wear the clothes you wear? Because you like them? Maybe. But why do you like them? Think about it. At some point, you saw a celebrity, a friend, a TikTok creator, or an advertisement wearing something similar. The style became familiar. Familiar became desirable. Desirable became part of your identity. The same thing happens with careers. Millions of people chase jobs not because they genuinely love them, but because they come with prestige, security, or social approval. A lawyer wants to become a lawyer because successful people become lawyers. A content creator wants to become a creator because creators look free. A student chooses a degree because it sounds respectable at family gatherings. And suddenly, a terrifying question appears. Do we choose our lives? Or do we choose from a menu that was designed for us? Pattern interrupt. Actually, stop for a moment. Think about the last major decision you made. Was it truly yours? Or was it influenced by what your parents expected, what your friends admired, what the algorithm rewarded, or what society considered successful? Most of us can't answer that question immediately, and that's the point. Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that most of your biggest life choices weren't entirely your own. Your career, your fashion style, the music you love, even the goals you chase every day. That sounds absurd, maybe even insulting. After all, you choose what to buy, what to watch, and who to become. But what if every swipe, every trend, and every expectation around you is quietly guiding your decisions before you even realize you're making them? And here's the disturbing part. The more modern society tells us we are completely free, the harder it becomes to see the invisible forces shaping us. By the end of this video, you might look at your life and your next choice very differently. Over 100 years ago, sociologists began investigating this mystery. The first detective was Erving Goffman. Goffman suggested that social life is like a theater. We are all actors performing different roles depending on the audience. You speak one way with your friends, another way at work, another way online. Social media didn't create this performance, it industrialized it. Every profile becomes a stage. Every post becomes a script. Every like becomes applause. Then came Thorstein Veblen. Veblen noticed something strange. People often buy things not for usefulness, but for status. The expensive watch, the luxury car, the perfect vacation photo. Sometimes we are not consuming objects. We are consuming recognition. And then modern behavioral scientists added another layer to the story. They discovered that choices can be shaped by how they are presented to us. Think about Netflix recommendations, the default settings on your phone, the first products that appear on Amazon, the videos your algorithm decides to show you. You still choose, but the environment is choosing what you get to choose from. This is called choice architecture. And once you see it, you notice it everywhere. The app that keeps you scrolling, the subscription that renews automatically, the headline designed to trigger outrage. None of these force you. They simply make one path easier than another. That's how modern power often works, not through coercion, but through convenience. So, are we free? The answer is both comforting and unsettling. You are not a puppet, but you are not an island either. Every person is born into a language they didn't invent, a culture they didn't choose, and an economy they didn't design. Your desires are shaped by your environment, but awareness creates space, and in that space, freedom begins. Psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan found that humans flourish when they act from autonomy, when their actions align with their genuine values rather than external pressure. Real freedom, then, is not the absence of influence. That's impossible. Real freedom is understanding the forces acting on you and deciding which ones deserve your loyalty. The most powerful question you can ask yourself is not, what do I want? It is, who taught me to want this? Because that question changes everything. Tonight, before you sleep, look around your room. Look at the clothes you wear, the goals written in your notebook, the apps on your phone, the dreams you are sacrificing your time for. Ask yourself, which of these choices are truly mine, and which are inherited, marketed, or performed? You may not become completely free, But every time you question an automatic desire, every time you choose your values over social pressure, you become a little more conscious. And perhaps that is the highest form of freedom available to us. If you want to keep decoding the invisible algorithms of modern life, subscribe to the Sociology of Modern Life, because the world becomes less frightening the moment you understand how it works. And remember, the greatest form of control is not forcing people to obey. It is making them believe they were never influenced in the first place. Maybe freedom isn't doing whatever you want. Maybe freedom begins when you ask a much harder question. Why do I want what I want? And if the answer makes you uncomfortable, you might be closer to freedom than you've ever been before.